So CLT, for those who don't know, stands for Cross-Laminated Timber, and it's basically a thick panel of plywood. So in this case, it's 90mm structural wall panels. The entire house, it's full timber panels which kind of click into place, almost like a Lego set. When the CLT gets put in, windows are fixed in quite simply as well, directly into the CLT. You get not waterproof but weatherproof kind of shell, which is great because it means that the protection that we do to it, it's more or less for a long-term duty. The whole CLT board is a substrate essentially. These serve due purpose of like clamping the insulation in place permanently, and also they form the back. These screws, they're called axial loaded screw fixings, and it's more common for mass timber construction. And the idea is that you alternate angular screw fixing. The other thing that they do is form almost like a mini truss between the batten and the CLT, which further stabilizes and holds. So we have a slab, we install the CLT panels, including the roof panels, and then we install the battens and fix them through, and we have the cladding, and that's more or less the look from the inside to out. We did a gable for this house. It kept the sides of the house smaller. The other thing is it's also part of the strategy to simplify the form. You should design with CLT, which lets you keep detailing simple and keeps building simple. We fix wall insulation on top of CLT roof panels. That differs from a conventional residential building in Australia. Is you don't have the effort blanket above your battens. The roofers love that because they don't have to lay blanket and ground and find where the fixing points are. We wanted to have almost like a mid-Western Japanese inspired roof detail where the edge of the roof is very thin and very clean. Even the outriggers, they're not actually structural, they're fixed back to the CLT. The effect that we wanted is not quite Japanese, but when you drive past it, you'll probably get the impression it's like a very simple but well-built house.
Can you tell us a bit about the design idea?
The eave, as you can see, it's just marine ply type of eave with timber outriggers. And the idea is really just to keep the edge of the roof looking quite slim and tidy and sharp. The way we did that was a roof sheeting detail that stops on the inside face of the facade. And then we would have our downpipes running straight down. It's our version of a simple, honest timber house. And I think the carpenters did a great job with it.
It's good to have a bit of natural light coming into the stairwell.
So all the bedrooms, north is facing the street behind the camera. The way we did it was have all the bedrooms get access to northern light or window with a northern orientation. One of the really fun things I would say about designing with timber and with CLT specifically is you'll never be like running out of opportunities to create little moments like this, I think. So all the windows, including the skylights, are fixed to CLTs. We're creating a bit of a light well with vertical standoff walls of panels of CLT, and they're just to get the plane of the glass above the roof. This is a little bit of an indulgence on our part, but the idea is you'll be able to sit here, take a bath and just look up and out to the view. So that'll be quite a nice part of the house.
Very nice.
So this house is a 3-bedroom house, more or less, about 150 square meters. Downstairs is the public realms. So we've got 2 spare bedrooms. We got a bathroom. We have a thoroughfare here, which is entry for where the cars are going to go, and then also a more pedestrian one. So we're going to eventually have landscaping on the side of the house and a garden, a little stepping stone path to the street. A central stair, which is the solution we came up with, one to keep circulation space tighter, and also it helps draw light into the center of the floor plate. Having the skylight above the stairwell really brings more feeling of volume when you're entering a house. So always what to do with your leftover space, right? And in our case, the stair underneath is going to be our new home for Butter, our little dog here. And once you enter the house, we have a long service area for laundry and a massive kitchen because we love cooking and baking. Underneath the stair will be a huge 5-meter long kitchen island, which is one of the things that we wanted for our design for this house. Being a space that we're going to spend a lot of time in for either cooking and also eating. We have this beautiful skylight just above the kitchen area as well, so you can always have a good source of daylight and see the night sky when it's evenings. The living space is just a very simple open plan. So kitchen leads to a meals dining area and then a living space where we'll put a couch and a sofa and a telly. This little corner is a little leftover space, but we're going to make a sitting platform. It's like a tea room if you go to like more Asian style houses. We love the idea of eventually having a window to look out into a mini garden on the side of the house. We also build up a little joinery platform so that you can step up onto a seating area and have a cup of tea and play some chess. We are the architects for this house, but we're also the owners, and in this case, we're also the builders. So we're doing this as an owner-builder project. It's our first build, so we have zero experience building something ourselves. But one thing that we found was the fact that the process is simplified because we get a weatherproof shell with the CLT and windows done in a couple of weeks. We knocked down the old house in January, got the slab down, took us a few months. In May, we did the entire 2-story structure and also all the windows installed. And then after that, we've just been working through all the different parts of the house. In our spare time, we did the installation in one go and all the internal stud framing and the wrapping of the house and then the battening. In terms of sequencing, it's actually quite good to design and build in this way because it's almost like one step followed by another. There's very little crossover between trades. Usually we have one trade, they come and go, and then everything is neat and tidy in that way. Winnie and I both come from a commercial architecture background, so we've worked in fairly medium to large practices in the past. We bought this old house about 2 years ago, and as part of that, we decided to start a little practice. Our first project was this house, and we decided to do this house as a passive house after looking at what the best way is to design and build something in a sustainable way. That's also something that we can do. We're standing in what is our master suite. It's a little bit indulgent, but the entire level is one big bedroom with walk-in robe and one suite. Because we're building a warm roof, which is insulation on the outside structure, we're going to express the gable as a cathedral ceiling. The conduits and the routes in the CLT is going to be for the lighting strip or a ceiling fan. The idea is to get a really beautiful volume inside while keeping the bulk of the house smaller on the outside.